Hey, Mom. I know it's taken a while to get back to you. I just don't have a lot of time anymore. We have tests and studying for tests, and they aren't allowing us to send very many messages anymore. I think they're getting us ready for when we start the project and there won't be any messages at all. But probably shouldn't talk about that. You'll try to get me back home before then, and I don't think they'd like that here. Don't worry, though. I'm fine, really. I still love it here. I've still got friends and MILO. That pretty much makes it worth it. It's starting to feel like I have a place here, you know? I guess that's the point now that we've got specialties and everything's more specific. It's hard not having the same classes as MILO anymore, but the ones I do have are ones I'm good at. It makes everything feel a little less difficult. I don't know, like, maybe I'm decent at it after all. Maybe I'm not totally failing. Okay, maybe I'm failing at some of it. But don't tell Dad. I'll get back on my feet pretty soon. It's all the math. Too many numbers make my head hurt. But they're important if I want to do my job right, so I'm trying to pay attention. Sort of. They keep bringing up the project. It's weird to think that less than a year from now we'll be doing this big thing. I don't even know what to call it. It's like you spend all this time hearing people whisper about it, but then it's real, and you're preparing for it yourself. I'll be piloting a real ship. I'll be on a real crew. I'll get to see if I'm actually any good at this, or if it's all just stuff I can do on the computer without any real pressure. And I don't know how it's gonna go for me. I really don't. But if I do it and I come home, things are gonna be different. And I'm not even sure how yet. I mean, I don't know what I'd even do. I don't know what I even want to do when I get out. Piloting, obviously, I guess, but there are so many different options. I have to get out of the Institute first, and that doesn't feel like it's ever gonna happen. I've been here forever. I hope they let us visit before the project starts. It's a whole year, and I don't know if I can go a whole year without seeing you and Dad again. I mean, I get why they don't want you messaging home, but I wish that wasn't the rule because it makes me a little bit sick when I think about it. Like, are you gonna miss me? I mean, of course you'll miss me, but I don't know, maybe I'll be so far away, it'll be a little bit easier to forget sometimes. You better not forget about me. Anyway, you still haven't even met MILO, and that's just weird. I keep forgetting you don't know him. He's great, Mom, and weird, and stupid, and brilliant. I don't even know what he is. Lately, he's been working on some project, and he won't stop talking about it. It's like he can't turn off his brain for 2 seconds. Maybe it's annoying, but I kind of think it's adorable. He's just got a lot going on up there, and I don't even know what most of it is, but that's okay. You'd have to meet him to really get it. And hopefully you won't hate him, because some people kind of hate him. I mean, I get why, but still. We should definitely come visit you guys soon if they let us. I know they don't let us very often, but we're so close. And maybe once all the tests are wrapped up, we'll be able to take a few days off. I could bring MILO then. He doesn't want to spend a lot of time with his parents anyway. We can say hi, and you can get to know him. Maybe we'll get to see Oliver this time. Hey, where is he now anyway? He never answers my messages. I don't know what the point of having a big brother is if he's always out on secret missions. If they're even missions at all. Sometimes I think he makes up half of it so he doesn't have to defend all the stupid stuff he's doing. Just tell him I said hi, if you hear from him. And tell him he'd better answer me. I miss him. I miss all of you. I even miss our stupid apartment. I know this is part of the job, and once I get out of the institute, I'll be somewhere else anyway, so I might as well get used to it, right? But the thing is, I don't want to get used to it, and I'm not used to it. Sometimes I just want to be home so I can actually talk to you and not just send delayed messages every few days. I want to not have to think about tests all the time. And you know what? I'd like to not have roommates. I hate sharing a room, and maybe that's complaining, and I should get used to that too, but that's the truth. You've probably used my room for storage by now. It's basically a closet anyway, but I miss it. I even miss having to share everything with Oliver. I'd rather share with my stupid big brother than all these other girls. I just really want to come home, just for a little bit. Anyway, we've got dinner soon, and someone's got to remind Milo to eat and not just sit there staring into space. He might not even breathe if you didn't remind him. That, or he'd just hang out with his friend, and no one needs Jude to be the only person they hang out with. Then I've got studying, a lot of studying, Mom. You would not believe it. Half of it's pointless. The other half just gives me a headache. But I'm trying. Don't worry. I'm not gonna fail, I promise. And I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Hey, at least if I don't get into the project, I'll get to come home, right? I'm kidding. Of course I wouldn't do that. I'm trying my best. I'll see you guys soon, okay? Love you. Bye.
Hi. There were more tests today. Simulations, fake scenarios to test our command. I could have done better. Sometimes I worry that I'm not commanding enough when it counts. I should be more assertive, louder, like some people. But I don't like those people very much. It feels like leadership should be more about compassion. I want to understand my crew, not just order them around. I have to stop caring what the usual way is. I'd like to have my own style. Maybe that's all right. Tomorrow I'll be submitting approval for one of my final projects. The one on proper research systems for alien life. I find it hard to believe there's nothing else out there, like most people think, and I'd like to work on how we investigate that other life. Maybe one day I'll be able to lead those kinds of missions. That's the plan anyway. If I can pass the project and get enough experience there so that they'll listen to me. So people will take me seriously enough to fund those projects. That's the dream, isn't it? I want to be able to do what you do. Maybe we could even work together on some of those projects. It's weird. I'll be running my own projects once I get through Bright Eyes. All this time helping you, but I won't be a kid anymore. I'll be someone with training and experience. People will take me seriously. I've wanted it my whole life, and now I just feel weird about it. For all this, I miss home. I like the research here. The information I have access to it's amazing. You'd love it, Dad. You could spend hours just scrolling through collections of images from planets we haven't even seen. You can see places humans haven't even been yet. This world is so full, but we still haven't seen most of it. Mom, I think you'd like my room here. I've been filling it slowly. There aren't any rules against plant life. Sometimes I take specimens from the lab. When I have permission, don't worry. I've gotten most of them to grow just fine. It's starting to feel more like my room at home. I can stare up at the ceiling and pretend that those are the vines crawling the roof of our ship, living and breathing around us. Is it quieter when I'm not there? A little emptier? Last time I heard from you, you were going to be gone for a while. Trekking through mountains, right? You'd better send me everything you've got. Every single flower. You promised. As much as I like the research here, I miss the fresh air. The work. Dirt in my hands. Real dirt. Tell me everything when you get back.
Hey, I know you're probably busy on some other trip with some new boyfriend, so I'll keep it short. I won't even feel bad if you don't reply to this one too. There's not much there. Things are getting more interesting here. They keep us training all hours of the night. Combat lately. I think there's a few kids who might hate me now. Nothing new there, but you've got to be the best here, and I don't really see a point in training if I don't even try, right? Other than that, it's just trying to keep MILO off the crazy train. He's been on some ridiculous idea lately. Painting at 2 a.m., muttering, pacing. So, you know, the usual stuff, but he's ranting less than normal. So that's concerning. He's just not finished with whatever's in his brain yet. Can't wait to see what that is. It feels pretty serious this time. I'd like to be ready to punch his lights out if he gets any really stupid ideas. You spend enough time with someone, you get to know when they're being even more crazy than usual. His new girlfriend's annoying. Distracting. They spend too much time off giggling in corners and sneaking onto the roof. Between this and the muttering to himself, they'll fail him before the project even starts if he wasn't so bloody brilliant. Not sure why I'm still helping him, really. I must be going crazy too. Okay, listen, none of this matters. You're not even listening right now. Have you heard from Mom? She just sent me a message and I couldn't understand a word of it. I think you better go pick her up. She might be off partying again. It doesn't matter, I'm not going to manage any of it. That's fine. I'm not letting her ruin things for me. MILO's an idiot, but he's smart too. And if this project goes well, that might just give me enough momentum to get into something good. I don't need you for that. That's gotta be a relief, yeah? I'll be out of your hands. No more annoying papers to fill out. Which reminds me, you've got a few more forms the Institute still hasn't got from you. Go ahead and fill them out, won't you? I'm not getting kicked out right before this thing gets really exciting, all because you couldn't pull yourself together for 2 seconds. You do this, you don't have to worry about me again. I'll go away. Worry about my own life. Let you have some fun. Just let me know when you send them in, okay? I can't leave right now. I can't ditch MILO like that. I can't ditch me like that. I'm finally working on something important here. Whatever. Don't worry about responding. I don't really care what you've been up to. Just fill out the stupid forms.
So, you know how this whole time I've been training to be a captain and it's really exciting and you're super proud of me? Me, Jake, finally doing something surprisingly cool and successful with my life. That whole thing. How would you feel if that maybe wasn't happening? Not, I got shamefully demoted, kind of got in a lot of trouble even, just what if it wasn't happening anymore? That would be fine, right? You wouldn't, decide that I actually was a miserable failure and never speak to me again, or disown me, or forget about me, or be upset because I totally torched everything again when it looked like I was finally doing something right for once. You didn't mean that stuff when you said it before, did you, Dad? It wasn't my fault, anyway. Just maybe keep that in mind if this gets to you before the message from school does. Maybe it's not me that's stupid. Maybe it's just them, their dumb programs. just because I crash and burn and fail the simulated mission every single time doesn't mean that... Yeah, it looks bad. It looks really bad, sure. But I don't know another way to do it. They tell me to go with my instincts, and that's what I do. You don't just leave people behind. You don't sacrifice people. You don't compromise. That's all my gut tells me. And I don't know any other way to do it. So, when they say that something's wrong with my methods, it really means that something's wrong with me, doesn't it? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. That's not it. You don't leave people behind, even if they're not your crew. I don't care what their protocols are. I think they're wrong. And I thought you were supposed to think for yourself out here. That's the whole point of being captain. But I guess not, because you do what you think is best every single time, and they kick you back down to some stupid communications job. And they don't even tell you to your face. You just wake up one morning and you get a message. And everybody else knows somehow already. So this is great. I'm really loving this. You know who tried to talk to me today? MILO NIELSON. Like, he doesn't feel sorry for me in his smug little head. I'm gonna end up working for him someday. I just know it. That is the cruel irony of this stupid place. Maybe you should just pull me out now. Get all the yelling over with. Somehow that sounds more fun. Anyway, have fun being disappointed with me, I guess. Looks like I didn't even try. Again.
I don't want to talk about Trish again, okay? It's shallow, it's inconsequential, and it's none of your business. Nothing's changing, so I don't want to hear about it again. You're not changing my mind. I don't need you to do that for me. We're getting closer and closer. All of this that's happened before, all the tests, they don't really matter. They want us to think that they do, but why would the Institute care about how many equations we can solve in half an hour? They've spent years monitoring us and watching our every move. They know everything that they need to know. They've got our entire futures plotted out. It's not going to come down to some silly tests in the end. Not that I did badly on those. Those are easy. Right now, it's all about watching us. They're probably listening to this right now. They've got to know how we behave under pressure and when we're stressed, how we interact with others. All of that is going to determine where we line up. I'm not worried about these tests. I'm not really worried about any of it. I feel pretty good about it, actually. I've just been thinking a lot about what I'm going to do after this. I mean, there's a lot of options, and now I get to start thinking seriously about them. This kind of thing gets you pretty much any job you want if it goes well. There's military, there's something more scientific, or I don't know. I can make up something of my own. I don't have to work for anyone at all. I could find something new. You know, there's a lot out there, a lot we haven't found yet. I want to find some of it. Anyway, I've got lots of time to think about it, and I know you've got a bunch of opportunities lined up for me once I get out. That's great. Can't wait for it. I've just been thinking. There's a lot out there to think about, especially here. I've been looking at some stuff lately. Nothing really big, just interesting. Patterns, ideas. I might have something really significant, I'll have to let you know. Yeah, there aren't going to be very many more chances to send a message after this. I mean, I'll get to say goodbye right before the project, and I can talk to you before then, but I don't have a lot of time. I think I actually might have less than... You know what, no, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to say hi. No, it doesn't matter now. I'd better get back to work. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bright Eyes is written by Aimee Meester and produced by Aimee Meester, Cyrus Fontaine, and Cyrus Fontaine. The voice of TRISH ODESSA is Cyrus Fontaine. The voice of MILO NIELSON is Wyatt Hammond. The voice of MADDIE Ryan is Carly Racklin. The voice of Jake Ford is Jake Romano. The voice of the ship is Aimee Meester. And the voice of Jude BROEGAN is Cyrus Fontaine. Original soundtrack by Cyrus Fontaine. To keep up with the cast and crew, follow us on Twitter. All links will be in the description. Finally, consider supporting us on Patreon for exclusive behind-the-scenes content, artwork, music downloads, and more. Just follow the link in the description. Special thanks to our classified level patrons, Kat and Robert Mandelberg, and to all our other patrons. To learn more about the podcast and its creators, visit us on the web at brighteyes.podcast.wixsite.com/brighteyes.